we are divinely connected to the universe in a way that I now learn, 70% of society might not understand. I've always been as sensitive as I am. I've always been the empath that I am. But my early life did not permit me to follow my truest path because it was hard, and because it made me hard, and it made me angry, and it made me tough. And I followed that path and repressed my true nature for most of the first half of my life. And that repression forced me to leverage skills that I had acquired that were coping mechanisms, really, but I was very good at them. And this, coupled with kind of my natural leadership ability and also my empathy, led me into the wellness industry. But then I say, life, as it often does, woke me up to this journey of discovery. And to do that, I had to be in a lot of pain. I had to begin the journey of learning about that pain and where it came from and what caused it and what it caused, the patterns that it set into action and that I followed for most of my life until I began examining them. And this is part of the examination. For so many years, been taking notes of all kinds, just felt the need to record my experience, not knowing why. And recently that's been happening a lot more as I start to climb my way out of what has been 4 or 5 years of tremendous upheaval and pain and awakenings. Births of all kinds are rarely clean, quick, or easy processes, so I couldn't expect any different here with me. All of this is really a connection to the universal energy. Through my discovery journey, have been acknowledged as an empath, right? Like a certified, stamped 100% empath. I've always known that I was very sensitive and very kind and very caring, but to hear a professional kind of give me that title and label made it real. But still, it took me a year or two to start uncovering and discovering that. So Judith Orloff's work and study of empaths, and then Elaine Aron's book on highly sensitive people, I've come to realize that I am this unique intersection of the 30% of extroverted, highly sensitive people, and I'm an empath. And I'm hoping to share this empath's journey with whoever's interested in learning, really, because we'd be learning together and uncovering this magnificent power that we hold, not just for ourselves, but and society, but the world at large, the universe at large. We are divinely connected to the universe in a way that I now learn, 70% of society might not understand. That's very hard for me to grasp, that such a large percentage of the human population does not experience life in the world in this way, does not feel. I feel every single thing. I've been trying to do the morning pages in the most authentic way possible, just listening to what's there and recording that. This first artist date, the morning pages this morning told me about water, and recently in the morning pages, water has been coming up. If I can go to the ocean, I would, but that's not accessible here in Montreal. So I asked, water what? The ocean, a shower, a bath, a pool, a lake? What are we going to? And the pages said a lake. And of two that were accessible, I chose one because it seemed to speak to me. I pulled into a parking lot that was for a spa, a thermal spa, and I laughed out loud immediately because I'm face to face with my entire career as I drive up and park. And I said, universe, am I meant to just spend the day at the spa? Is that what I'm doing? No. I decided to follow the path up to where the spa is, veered right down a little hill onto the Lachine Canal between Nuns Island and Verdun, and find myself at a three-way intersection, decide to go down to the water, and I can see Verdun directly across from me, and I'm actually looking at my last apartment. the apartment that I moved to when I separated and that I moved out of a few months ago. And I laughed. I roared with laughter out loud by myself, thinking there always are at least two perspectives. And I'd always seen the place I'm standing from the other side. And also, now it's time to leave that behind. All that was has to be left behind. And I just continued to follow the trail up through the snow and happened upon a community garden which spoke to giving life and doing so collectively and supporting life. And there I went, walking towards the lake that I had intended to come to. I had water on both sides. I could hear machinery and a faint drilling sound and things happening. I realized that what was around me was a site under development. And I followed the path after the forklift had driven by me to find a beautiful forest that was systematically being cut down. And it made me sad, and I took a piece of this. Anybody who knows what this means, please tell me. I counted about 50. Wow, it smells beautiful. But I think it's older than 50. I might need help. And I continued on my path after finding this and after touching these piles of wooden corpses, so neatly organized and set up for removal, holding them and apologizing to them. And I was going to continue on my path, but the further I walked, the more cutting I could hear. And so I decided not to continue on that path because the sound was a little too disturbing for me. And so I turned back and I ended my artist date, which was a beautiful journey in nature and a way for me to consider many perspectives. So here we are.